When I first received my guitar at the age of 12, I didn't change the strings on the guitar for about a year. This led to the guitar in turn sounding terrible, not staying in tune, and being a whole lot harder to play. And I know some of you out there may want to pick up the guitar and learn how to do it. So what I'm going to do today is try to prevent you guys from making the same mistake you did and teach you how to restring a guitar yourself. The easiest way to improve the sound of your guitar is to change the strings. They're primarily what makes the sound. It's what everything picks it up. It's all the fun stuff. Why you should change your strings is because strings oxidize and don't stay in tune better, and also the strings were made out of an elastic metal, and past a certain point the metal is no longer elastic, and it makes them a lot harder to play. This is also very important because, you know, guitar strings don't last forever, and you can also risk breaking a string, which does not feel good on the fingers. You can trust me. So today I'm going to go through the materials that are needed to restring your guitar, the actual process of restringing it, and how to tune it up once you have restrung it. Let's begin with what materials you'll need. First off, you'll need strings. They come in multiple different gauges. My preferred gauge is 10-46 just because it balances tension and all sorts of other fun things. Next, you will need a pencil. This is something you wouldn't really think of, but it's used to, I guess, lube the nut so that the strings will flow through it easier and you don't end up breaking strings or doing all sorts of fun stuff like that. After that, you'll need a wire cutter to cut the old strings and to clip the ends of the new ones. And you'll also need a string winder. This is not really 100% necessary, but it expedites the process by a long shot. So, first off, what you're going to do once you start restringing your guitar is you're going to take your string winder and you're going to detune the string to where it can be pulled about this much. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take your wire cutters. Well, first off, while we're detuning strings and unwinding, there's two schools of thoughts on this when you're restringing a guitar. You can either unwind them all at the same time and take them off, or you can do them one at a time. I prefer to take the strings off one at a time just because it keeps tension on the neck and it prevents the other parts of the guitar from either falling off or coming out of the line. So first, you're going to clip your string once it's about this tension, and then you're going to unwind the string from the tuning post. Now, after you've unwound this piece of string from the tuning post, you're going to want to align the hole that the string goes through in the tuning post to be in line with the neck, parallel. This will make things easier in the long shot when you get back to rewinding the strings. So you're going to remove the old string from the bridge. This is the bridge, this is the neck for further reference. And you're going to grab your new string from the pack. This normally doesn't happen. So we'll toss those to the side for now. Then you're going to run your new string through the bridge, and you're going to run it up to the nut. Then you're going to thread it through the tuning post and make one wrap over the top towards the nut. And then you proceed to kink the string at a 90-degree angle to make sure it stays in the tuning post. I apologize for my Parkinson's. Then you're going to wind down the tuning post, and this is due to increased tension on the nut so that the string stays in tune. So this should be wound around between 2 to 5 times. Any more than that is too many, and any less than that is too few because then it won't stay in tune. So right now I am at 2, and I should end up at about 4, which is what I like for my low strings. Now for each string, this process is very similar. So this process can be repeated over and over again. It does take a bit of time once you first do it, but once you get good at it, it takes a lot less time. So let's move on to tuning. Your guitar is tuned in fifths. You also want to clip off the end of the string so you don't poke yourself in the eye. So Also, let's move on to tuning. After fitting the new strings, you're going to want to stretch out and pull the string up and down the neck to make sure that the metal in the string is properly elastic and stays in tune. Each guitar is tuned in fifths. It can be tuned in any note sequence order, but the base standard tuning is E, A, D, G, B, and E. So my high string here is the same tune as my low string. Now also since with those various tunings, the lower tuning that you go, the thicker string gauge that you're going to need to maintain tension, and vice versa. With higher, you're going to need a lower string gauge to maintain that tension. So now that your guitar is ready to play, you can go out and play your guitar or learn to do it yourself. So back over with review. For materials, you're going to need strings, of course. You're going to need a pencil, some wire cutters, and a string winder. So as I stated in the introduction, changing strings regularly will make your guitar experience a whole lot better because you won't deal with overly tight strings, a bad sounding guitar, or the various issues of broken strings. Thank you.